Hello, good afternoon. This is Rob Koster for Card Game Expert, and today I'm going to be looking at the original modern band list. I wanted to do a band list history video, but well, there are so many cards banned that it would be like a 3 to 4 hour video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it into pieces. With that being said, I'm just gonna start at the beginning, see how this goes, and yeah. Also, let me know how the microphone sounds because I've been told that it sounded pretty badly, and I changed some things to the setup. So definitely let me know what you think about it. Anyway, let's get started. On May 16th in 2011, so that's literal almost a decade ago, Wizards organized a tournament called Unifed Constructed. Yeah, that should be unified. Just yeah. Anyway, Unified Modern, yeah, it was the new kid on the block, and they were just trying out some stuff. Look at this coverage. I miss this quality of coverage. This is some random people in here, totally random dudes here. Definitely not Pro Tour winner Luis Scott Vargas in there. I honestly don't recognize the other three, but yeah, LSV just already back then, just big in the game. This screenshots from old Magic Online. Like, I love this coverage so much. Look at this, just pictures and atmosphere and everything. Community scores. Oh, here are the names for the people. Anyway, yeah. So this is the community format, and here they were like, okay, we're gonna try this format, give this a whirl, see what happens, and see what we get out of this, and if you want to continue on with it. And so on May 16th in 2011, they did just that. Then we get to, yeah, welcome to the modern world. On August 12th in 2011, they were like, yeah, this was really cool. We're going to keep the format. So they mentioned it as well. The Magic Online Community Cup earlier this year, we debuted a new format that we called Modern. And they immediately went ahead and changed the format from Pro Tour Philadelphia, from Extended to Modern. And Pro Tour Philadelphia, if you know your Modern history, is a big game. Because, well, it's where all the broken stuff happened and the immediate first Banlist update came from. So, yeah, why the change, blah, 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 that's all fine. And this is the original Banlist. And the first thing we see is Hypogenesis. I'm just gonna go through all the cards here. And so what we see here is Hypogenesis, and two people that are complaining that Simian Spirit Guide got banned. I'm so sorry, but the literal first problem card ever mentioned in a modern ban list update is Simian Spirit Guide. Like in 2011, before literal any real game of Modern was played, Simian Spirit Guide was mentioned as, yeah, this is enabling stuff we don't want to happen. Look, I'm sorry for the ad nauseum players. I'm sorry for the all-in red players. Well, I'm kind of not really sorry for you. I hate getting Blood Moon on turn 1. But yeah, Simian Spirit Guide, the literal first card they ever mentioned as being able to cause problems. I'm gonna try and be unbiased in this, although I definitely have my preferences on what should be banned and not banned. But gonna be trying to keep it neutral. Anyway, they also mentioned Gemstone Caverns. This one is still legal. It's less good, but anyway, yeah, Hypogenesis. It's a card. Hypogenesis is green, suspend 3. If you play this fairly, it's super reasonable. Let's see. I've got to look through here. I have so many decks. So anyway, yeah. This is what a Hypogenesis deck looks like. This is Todd Anderson's Legacy deck. This is from 2012, so you have Elvish Spirit Guide in here, Simian Spirit Guide in here. Well, Elvish Spirit Guide not legal in Modern. Oh wait, Simian Spirit Guide not legal either anymore. Anyway, they have 4 show and tell in here, but yeah, in Modern you don't get show and tell, but you'll figure out something to cause Hypogenesis. So you're gonna go up like 4 Hypogenesis and just cheat it in all of these. So you go turn 1, play a Cascade spell. Hit the Hypogenesis and just dump all your nonsense into play. That's what this deck is trying to do, and I'm glad Hypogenesis never was legal. It's a dumb deck. I've played it in casual games, and it's just dumb. It makes really bad gameplay. So, oh wait, sorry, I was gonna be unbiased. I'm sorry, I'm really gonna try. I'm really happy Hypogenesis is not legal in Modern. So, yeah. Okay, so that one gone. Then the second card is that they mention is Glimpse of Nature. Glimpse of Nature is a card that just dominated for a while in Extended, and it's done really well for itself in Legacy as well. And it's let's see, where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna be looking through these lists a bit. So here we go. So here we have Luis Scott Vargas' Grapeshot Elves, and this is Proto Berlin in 2008. And this deck, just 4 Llanowar Elves, Elves Deep Shadow. Like, this is just an Elves deck. And nobody cares about just an Elves deck. But for Glimpse of Nature, make you just cast your entire deck. This is the extended Pro Tour winning deck in Berlin in 2008. And I remember just looking at this list and being like, wow, this is insane. And people definitely realized it because, well, not only did Luis Scott Vargas win the Pro Tour with it, it was an Elves final. And we also have Sebastian Taylor Dragon Elves using, Predator Dragon as a win condition. Luis Scott Vargas used Grapeshot, by the way, also just a super fair card. And wait, another Elves deck. And what do we have here? Oh, another Elves deck. And here we have another Elves deck. And another Elves deck. So yeah, Elves was really good with Glimpse of Nature. Just putting it out there. That's that. That one should go close itself right now. So that's why Glimpse of Nature isn't legal in this format. Also, Legacy Elves just still on Glimpse of Nature. Nothing better has come along. Then we get to Dread Return. Dread Return is a card that, Dread Return just makes games really busted. So for instance, we have a Dread Return deck here. This is a vintage deck. This won the Eternal Weekend in 2019. And what happens here is you mulligan till you hit Bazaar of Baghdad. Oh god, that's a lot of text. It's very small. Anyway, Bazaar of Baghdad, tap to take 2 cards from your library, after which you must immediately discard 3 from your hand. So basically what this does is you play it, you tap it, you draw 2 cards, then discard 3. You're like, why would I want to do that? Because you're gonna be discarding another one that you'll see mentioned in this video. You're gonna try and discard Golgari Grave Troll. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, what does this deck do if it doesn't hit Bazaar of Baghdad? You're mulliganing. Seriously, you just go turn 1, Bazaar of Baghdad, or bust. You just, look at your 7. Do I have a Bazaar? No, it's a mulligan. Look at your 6. Do I have a Bazaar? No, it's a mulligan. People will mulligan to 1 to hit Bazaar. And you're like 94% to hit it, I believe. And it's just good enough because you're just hitting dredgers. Anyway, you dredge your deck on turn 1 with Golgari Gravetroll and then use Dread Return to bring back, where is it? There's a Hasty Boy in here somewhere. Oh, this is a hollow one version. You also have a version with a bunch of creatures that give haste. So you get them out of the graveyard, give everything haste. Bridge from Below in here as well. We'll mention that later in the series. So anyway, Dread Return, just a card never up to any good. This card will not be played fairly. I've seen people asking to unban this, and it's like, why? People are just gonna do absolutely disgusting things with this. There's a lot of that going around in the ban list. Then the next card, Stoneforged Mystic. This was banned because it was super powerful in Caw-Blade. Let's see. Yeah, this is Caw-Blade. So this is a deck that was standard legal. This is a deck from June in 2011. And this deck just for Squadron Hawk, for Stoneforged Mystic, 1 Jace Balerion, 4 Jace the Mind Sculptor, Protection Pro, Preordain, Sword of Feast of Famine, Sword of War and Peace, Battlescroll, and just look at this list, like 4 Stoneforged Mystic and some swords and a Battlescroll. It's just good enough in Legacy. I can definitely see why they try to keep this out of Modern at first. Like, I would be scared too. This deck dominated. This deck had a mirror in the finals of a Pro Tour. It's just dominant. This deck got Stoneforged Mystic banned except in the... Oh, I need to say this correctly. It got Stoneforged Mystic banned except for in the pre-constructed deck that it was in. So you could like use the pre-constructed deck, but not anything else. So if you wanted to change 1 card from your pre-constructed deck, you needed to take out the Stoneforged Mystic. It was such a mess. And yeah, this got Jace the Mind Sculptor better than all banned, and yeah, for good reason. This looks like a legacy deck, and it's a standard deck, so yeah. Also a probe in here because reasons. So yeah, that's why Stoneforged Mystic was gone at the start of the format. Then we get to Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. This has been unbanned. This was just very good with Scapeshift. They knew it at the start of the format. So Scapeshift just makes you sacrifice a bunch of lands, get a bunch of mountains, get Valakut going. I actually miss the old Scapeshift decks these days. They were super reasonable. So yeah, and they knew that there wasn't a lot going on in the interacting with lands, so they just banned the Valakut. They've mentioned that they should have made this a a legendary land, but they just weren't in the business of doing legendary lands back then, so that's why it's not. Then we get to Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom is the result of this deck. It's Jerry Thompson's Blue-Black Fairies. While he's not the sole reason, look at this format, just Blue-Black Fairies winning deck, Jerry Thompson Blue-Black Fairies, just this winning deck list. Also, this guy that I don't really want to mention. Yeah, that same player actually ended up winning both tournaments. That same player also got banned multiple times from the game. So, yeah, not great. So, just looking at this, because Jerry Thompson is actually a consistently very cool guy. Big fan of his. Check out his podcast. I'm not sponsored by them, but yeah, the game podcast is just that good. I love it. Big fan. So anyway, this deck for Bitter Blossom, for Terror, for Runesnag. I love Runesnag. Cryptic Command for Ancestral Vision here as well. So Ancestral Vision and Bitter Blossom both resulted on the ban list because of decks like these. Just this entire format was just dominated by fairies. And for good reason. It's just an instant speed modern deck in once again in a standard environment. Like, look at this. I've played most of these cards in modern. I'm fairly certain that except for Terror, I've probably sleeved up every single card on this list. Oh, no, I've definitely not sleeved up Fledgling Markor. No. I play bad cards, but not that bad. So, yeah, this deck just super dominant. One of the best standard decks of all time. And, yeah, Bitter Blossom and Ancestral Vision just on the ban list because of it. Then, Jace we already talked about. But yeah, it's just because of the Caw-Blade deck. Also, could you imagine Jace and Fairies? Oh, man. Yeah, we get Mental Misstep. This card should not be printed at all. It's not the, whatchamacallit? The most fun card. It's not a card that it's because of one specific deck. But once you put Mental Misstep in a metagame, you've got to play it in every deck. Or you cannot play a 1-drop, so... This card just generally really unfun, really uncool, not making things viable that are 1 mana, and yeah, they just wanted to get rid of it from the start. I already mentioned Ancestral Vision, and yeah, Ancestral Vision just because of the Fairies deck. They also mentioned the Legacy Control decks, and I tend to agree with them. Just Jace the Mind Sculptor, Ancestral Vision, very powerful control decks. Options there. And yeah, they banned it at the start. So from these, a bunch of them actually got unbanned. Let's see, they unbanned Stoneforged Mystic, and it's been absolutely reasonable. Valakut, super reasonable. Bitter Blossom, reasonable. Jace the Mind Sculptor has also been absolutely fine. Ancestral Vision has been fine as well. Kind of bad actually for a while. The first tournament that I played after Ancestral Vision got unbanned, I switched out Volgaserum Visions for Ancestral Vision, and I got absolutely annihilated by Burn and Affinity. So yeah, this card totally fine. So that ends us with the first ban list of let's see. Oh yeah, the artifact lands are banned because of affinity. I have them somewhere here as well. Is it this? No. God, as I said, I have so many things open right now. Oh yeah, this is also just funny stuff. They mentioned this is June 4th, 2004, and they're like, well, Skullclamp is banned in Constructed. This is the reason. Yeah, just Skullclamp banned everywhere. It started in 2004. And they were like, well, Bone Splitter is always great, but the surprise gem of the deck is Skullclamp. One of the first cards you should search for. If they only knew what they had unleashed. This is them realizing, like, we have done an oopsie poopsie. And, yeah. They're like, Skullclamp will remain legal in other formats. Well, no, it didn't. It got banned everywhere. Let's see. So that's them banning Skullclamp on the 4th of June in 2004. And then we get to July 30th on 2004. So literal 8 weeks later. And they're like, man, Affinity is still too good. And they ended up just talking about the artifact lands. But they were really scared of him. So they ended up, because of that, just banning the artifact lands in here as well. So yeah, artifact lands in here as well. Just Seat of the Synod, Ancient Den. What's the other ones? Great Furnace is the red one. Seat of the Synod is the blue one. Tree of Tales is the green one, and Vault of Whispers. So all of those just being banned. They were super scared of Affinity at the start of this format. Affinity just blatantly dominant. The artifact lands consistently having been problems. Skullclamp just banned in every format ever. This card should not have been printed. So the story behind Skullclamp, for those of you who don't know, is that they originally it gave equipped creature gets +1/+1, and they were like, oh, that's too good. We need to make sure it doesn't do that. So they last minute changed it to equipped creature gets +1/-1. They were like, yeah, now the creature dies and you won't have a board. So what happened was everyone immediately started drawing that deck with Skullclamp. So yeah, the Skullclamp is one of the biggest mistakes Wizards has ever made, and it's just because of a rush job. Like, don't rush stuff; it'll be bad. Let's see. I think I talked through all of them here. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Chromox. Oh, Chromox. Yeah, Chromox and let's see, Dark Depths. Okay, Chromox and Dark Depths. That gets us to yeah, once again, Jerry Thompson's deck. So this is an extended deck. It says standard, but that's wrong. This is an extended deck, and this is Top the Depth. So we have a Thopter Foundry in here, 3 of them. Sacrifice a non-token artifact, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying, you gain 1 life. Now, we all know the combo, it's with Sword of the Meek, so that should be a Sword of the Meek. Yeah, there we go. Equipped creature gets +1/+2, equip 2. Nobody's equipping this, everybody's just sacking Sword of the Meek to Thopter Foundry, making a 1/1, getting Sword of the Meek back. So that's the combo number 1 in this deck. And the reason that it was banned. Then we get 4 Chromox in here. Chromox is just fast mana and it's just busted. So yeah, that's why Chromox is gone. This is just an example, but Chromox has never done anything reasonable ever. So that's why it's gone. Wizards doesn't want fast mana in Modern. And the other thing that's banned from this deck is... oh, there we go. 4 Dark Depths and... legendary Snowland. Dark Depths enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. And 3 mana, remove an ice counter from Dark Depths. And when Dark Depths has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it. If you do, create Marit Lage, a legendary 2020 Black Avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. And you're like, why is this banned? It's 30 mana. But it really isn't. You just use Vampire Hexmage, sacrifice it, get the counters off, get the 2020 token, and yeah, there you go. And Dark Depths still just... yeah, just a very solid legacy deck. And yeah, I don't know about this. I think there might be some counterplay, but no, I definitely see why they don't want it legal in Modern. That's all I can say. So those cards were on the original ban list as well. Let's see, Dark Depths, Dread Return, Glimpse, Grave Troll. Oh, Grave Troll has the honor of being the only card that has been banned twice. So Golgari Grave Troll is a card that got unbanned in Modern, and then they just banned it again. So where is it? Yeah, so on January 9, 2017, they banned Grave Troll again. I should look. Oh crap, I forgot to look up when Golgari Grave Troll got unbanned. Oh well, it wasn't a long time that it was legal again. Anyway, so on the original ban list and just banned again in 2017 on January 9th. So that, yeah, honor, I guess, goes to Golgari Grave Troll. It's the only card that's been banned twice. Also, just because of Dredge. It was just too powerful. The modern format with Golgari Grave Troll also had Fadeless looting legal, and it was just graveyard mess everywhere. Talked about that one. Yeah. Oh, and we have Umass Jitter in here, and a lot of people are wondering, like, why can't Umass Jitter be legal? But playing with and against Umass Jitter really not that fun, because it makes just for really, yeah, it makes games where small creatures just are unplayable. It kind of has the same effect as Ren in 6, in that X1 creatures are just not a thing. And it does that way better than Ren in 6 does. So Umass Jitter, just searchable by Stoneforged Mystic as well. Then you equip it to the Stoneforged Mystic, attack, and now your opponent can never have an X1 again. And that just sucks. And yeah, Umass Jitter, basically the original Planeswalker. You just get 2 counters on it and it's so dominant. If you've ever played a Jitter, it just dominates a game. It's just, yeah, this does a lot. And all of these modes are really good. It just saves your burn matchups on its own as well. Like, how do you ever lose against burn with this card? I mean, oh my god, my creature blocked. Now I gain 4 life. I also gained 2 because I blocked. Like, what are you gonna do? So that's why Umass Jitter is gone. It's just too much. And that gets me through the original list. Okay, good. Oh. So get rid of that. Then after the first Pro Tour, they did an additional ban list announcement. And they banned Blazing Shoal, Cloudpost, Green Sun, Zenith, Ponder, Preordain, and Rite of Flame. And Ponder, let's start with the easy ones. Ponder and Preordain were banned because they were just making decks too consistent. I believe they talk about it as well here. Oh, here we go. So they, yeah, Ponder and Preordain, a large number of blue-red combination deck felt that, so combination is just their fancy word for combo, kept the field less diverse. One thing that made them so efficient was the cards that would find their combinations. Ponder and Preordain were the most widely used of those cards. So they just wanted to power down like Splinter Twin, because Splinter Twin won the first Pro Tour. The first Modern Pro Tour, and yeah, they just wanted to power them down. They do want the Izzet combo decks like Kiki-Jiki, Splinter Twin, based of a style of decks. They want them to be playable. They just don't want them to be wildly dominant. So that's why those are gone. Then we get Blazing Shoal. I already talked about Blazing Shoal in a different video, but they also mentioned it here. So they exile cards with converted mana cost of at least 9. Then use Inkmoth Nexus and Blight of Agent. So Inkmoth Nexus and Blighted Agent. And yeah, it's really cool. The first time, I fully agree with him here. Well, this is exciting the first time. It's really boring after 2 or 3 tries. So that's, let's see. Yeah, that's because of this list. I've shown this list before, so. This is Sam Black's list of the Pro Tour. Just 4 Blazing Soul, 4 Blighted Agent, 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain, 4 3 Disrupting Soul, 4 Dragonstorm. Like, this is just the reason Blazing Shoal is banned. Then we get to the next one. Then we get to Rite of Flame. And Rite of Flame is a card that just, yeah, really good at what it does. It's just 1 mana, make 2 mana. But then it becomes 1 mana Dark Ritual. And Dark Ritual is not a modern legal card. And if you have 3 in the graveyard, you're even better than Dark Ritual. And it really isn't that hard to flip your deck. So they explicitly mention Jeremy Neyman's deck. So this is that deck. This is from 2011 Pro Tour. And it's just 3 Goblin Bushwhack. Oh, oopsie poopsie. 3 Goblin Bushwhacker, and just Storm. This is just how Storm started out. So we'll be seeing this deck again in a video near us soon. Also 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain. Like, these are just everywhere. I don't get why people want these unbanned. They're so powerful. The Pyretic Ritual. This is just a Storm deck with Bushwhacker. So basically what you're trying to do is cast a ton of spells, play and empty the wards, and then Goblin Bushwhacker and kill them. And it was really good at that. Then we get to Cloudpost, and Cloudpost is the oldest mention of the Cloudpost deck that I could find was in this Ben Blywise article. And this is building on a budget, and he did that for a long time, and he made decks that would like 30 tickets max. And so here you see the reason behind him trying this, and he's like, 1 Cloudpost is 1 mana, 2 Cloudpost is 4 mana. That's already really, really busted. 3 Cloudpost is 9 mana. Like, if you're complaining about Tron, this is 3 Cloudpost, and it's really not that hard to do. They even printed more Glimmer posts after this as well. So, and like 4 Tron land does not make 16 mana. So, and then 25. Like, this is absolutely obscene. This is not okay. In no way, shape, or form is this ever okay. So yeah, it's Vesuva that he's using to make more copies of it. And these days you have a few more options as well. So what this deck does is he explains it absolutely beautifully here. So I'm just going to use his guidance as well. Step 1, search for a land. Does that sound familiar? Tron. Searching for land. Part 2, you just look for more land. Tron. Step 3, finding a use for a lot of mana. Well, Tron. And then we get to this deck list. And this is the first list that I could find that tried to do this. And he's using Croson Tusker, Sakura Tribe, Elder gets some land, Mindslaver, Oblivion Stone. You can definitely see, like, this is starting to become a Tron deck. This is just, Mindslaver went into Blue Tron, Spellburst went into Blue Tron, Sylvan's Crying is seeing play still to this day in Green Tron. And he has 4 Cloudposts in here, 4 Vesuva, 1 Dark Depths as well, because why not? And he's like, okay, how did the deck do? And he's like, better than I could ever imagine in my wildest dreams. So you scroll down, and these are all like really just competitive decks at the time. And he ends up going 25-0. That's not okay. No deck should ever be going 25-0. So this just triggered a bunch of Cloudpost decks to get around, and it was just too much. So that's why Cloudpost is banned. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about... I'm sorry. I forgot about Senseless Divining Top. So Senseless Divining Top is banned because, well, Miracles just makes tournaments really miserable. It just takes forever for people to resolve their Senseless Divining Tops, and yeah, they didn't want it for Modern, and they ended up banning it in Legacy as well. So this is part tournament logistics, part just fun of the game. Just Senseless Divining Top together with Counterbalance. Just, okay, I play a spell. Okay, look at the top 3. Put 1 on top. How do I want to put the other 2? Like, if you've ever seen a slow player resolve a Senseless Divining Top, you've just wanted to tear out your hair and just go do anything else on the planet. So they just kicked it out of Modern before it even began. And this was Grand Prix Lille in 2015, where they had a Miracles final. So yeah, that should have been fun. So that's why Senseless Divining Top is gone. And then we get to the last one, and that's Green Sun Zenith. And people are very all over the place on Green Sun Zenith. And yeah, this is just a tool that's way too consistent. It search your library for a green creature card with converted mana cost X or less. So on turn 1, you just go tap a forest, get a Dryad Harbor. That's just 1 mana Rampant Growth. That's already really good. And then late game, you're like, man, I have 15 mana. Whatever will I do? Well, I will look through my deck and do whatever the hell I want to do. And that's just too much for 1 card. And it just shuffles back in as well. So this card just does too much, and Wizard just kicked it out of the format. And yeah, there we have it. That's this is just seeing playing like elves and stuff as well. So here's they mentioned as well, Llanowar Elves, Dryad Arbor. Then you get a Gadok Teak, and it's just a great curve. That's the biggest of the best way to explain it. Green Sun Zenith is just great whenever you draw. Like there's no way that Green Sun Zenith is ever a bad draw, except for when Ashiok is in play. But besides that, it's just such a corner case. So with that being told, that's the first part of my series on the modern ban list. I'll just keep going at it. I kind of wanted to do it in one video, but it's just way too much. So this is me looking at the first month of Modern, and hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back for the next part. Oh, if you ever want to learn more about Green Sun Zenith, there's literal greensunzenith.com. And this is just all the fair decks all combined everywhere whenever you want them. So enjoy with that. And as always, if you like the content, please like, comment and subscribe. And thank you for watching.